Fists, Santa Monica and Robertson.
It's the Rockin' Metal Revival!
I'm going to Fist. I got a thing over at Prolapse Rectum. It's in Silver Lake.
Why you want to rain on my gay parade?
Oh, it's going to rain. It's going to rain big buckets of smooth, creamy man cake batter. I hope you have yours ready.
Welcome to the show!
All right, horns up, metalheads. Time for another edition of Rockin' Metal Revival. How you doing, partner?
I'm here.
Looks like you survived Black Friday.
I did.
You know how I survived?
I didn't go anywhere.
I stayed home.
Hell yeah. Stay away from any stores.
Yeah.
I don't even buy into all that bullshit anymore.
No?
Nope. Don't give a damn.
Hey, nice article about you in the local paper.
Yeah, and they had all those nude photos. I couldn't believe they'd use all those.
Yeah, I know, in a regular publication.
Yeah, and they had mentioned you in there.
Yeah, spelled
the French you.
The French name, bonjour.
Yeah, Henthorne.
Yeah,
Henthorne.
So, well,
Greg.
Check it out if you didn't see it on our Greg Gay. If you didn't see it on our Facebook page, you can check it out. Nice story about Jerry and his guitar building and his friend Matt.
Yeah, it came out good.
I thought it was awesome. Yeah. I learned a lot of things. I've known you for a lot of years, and I learned a lot.
It's pretty messed up when my brothers and my sister contact me and say, wow, I didn't know all this stuff. It's like, well, fuck, man, you related to me. Well, all you had to do was ask.
Pick up the phone.
Yeah. You could have found this out easily.
Exactly.
You weren't there. Well, fuck you.
All right.
You have to read the next article. It's going to be all about the shit you guys didn't do.
Let's write a book.
Yeah.
Seems like the thing to do.
Yeah, everybody's writing books.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be a coloring book.
Yeah. That's good.
You only have to use one color.
Yeah.
So it won't be complicated or anything.
Excellent. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Today our guest is Jeff Plate.
Just a white man. Yeah.
He's from Trans-Siberian Orchestra and MetalChurch, and we got to ask him if he played on that Sabotage TSO gig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk to him coming up next hour. Right now, kicking this one off, here's Anthrax, I'm Alive, on Rockin' Metal Revival. There's Rated X and Devil in Disguise on Rockin' Metal Revival. Man, there's one of the CDs that made our top 10 last year.
Yeah, hope kids weren't listening, because that was Rated X.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like this show.
Yeah. Fuck.
So, hey, the holidays are upon us. I see you've got all your Christmas lights up, Jerry, and all your decorations.
I got freaking balls all over everything. Yeah. I mean, jingle balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know what? That really doesn't look like mistletoe, though.
No.
It looks like more like bud.
Yeah. It smells a lot better.
It smells like a lot better.
It smells
mistletoe.
a little skunky-ish.
Yeah,
but, hey.
Exactly. So last weekend, the big Thanksgiving holiday was here, and Black Friday and all that went on. And you know what, dude? One thing I've noticed since the last show, this world we live in is a fucked up place.
It is, man. I tell you, goddamn. It's always, I don't even want to turn on the TV.
I hate the news.
Yeah, I won't. I'm done looking at the news. I'm just going to listen to the RMR over and over.
That's right.
You won't hear any of that shit.
Nope.
Not here.
Exactly.
Give you a couple hours of peace.
Peace
and noise.
Exactly.
Not quiet. Cause
exactly.
We're not going to be quiet.
No. Hey, coming up next week, we've got Todd LaTorre from Queensryche going to be on the show. Going to talk about the new album. They're going to be in Milwaukee next month.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, sweet.
So we'll have Todd LaTorre on. Boy, we've got a couple more that...
I like that album, man.
So do I.
I really like that album.
You know what I've been listening to a lot lately is the new Armored Saint.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
So be listening for our top 10 countdown, which will come up New Year's weekend right here on Rockin' Metal Revival. And so coming up next hour, we're going to talk to Jeff Plate of MetalChurch and TSO. And MetalChurch got a new lead singer. Well, an old lead singer.
Got Mike Howe back.
Yeah, Ronnie Monroe is no longer the singer for...
yeah, he's got his own thing now.
Yep. So we'll talk to Jeff about that and about playing in TSO.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty big stage production. I mean...
I was listening to that CD, the new CD yesterday. Not bad. There's a couple good rockers on there, man.
Some really good tunes on there, and we'll talk to him coming up next hour. But speaking of Queensryche, why don't we play some? This is from their last CD. It's called Redemption on Rockin' Metal Revival. There's Black Sabbath and I on Rock and Metal Revival. And, the other day I was driving around listening to my XM radio.
Yeah.
And I heard Ronnie James Dio singing God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
Really?
Yeah, it's very cool.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like that would be cool. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Huh.
I miss Dio, man.
Yeah, I do too, man. He always put out quality stuff, man.
Exactly.
Great lyrics, great voice.
One of the nicest guys I ever met, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what everybody says.
Yeah, he was a prince, man. That guy was a great guy. Hey, a short day for News of the Weird.
Yeah, not much going on.
What, Florida closed down or what?
They all left. They all went out of state for Thanksgiving and haven't gotten back to fuck everything up yet.
All right, so we got short version here of the News of the Weird. So, here's this one. Man takes ambulance for joyride, strands patient, EMTs, and police.
Way to go, guy.
A dash camera captures a suspect having a good time behind the wheel. Emergency workers in Pennsylvania got an unpleasant surprise when they wheeled a patient out of their home to the ambulance, only to find the ambulance wasn't there.
Jeez.
What
a dick.
Police in York say that 21-year-old Leonard Smith took the vehicle for a joyride Friday before ditching it. Says that an in-vehicle camera captured his actions and tracking device led them to the ambulance.
Nice. At least they found it.
Jim Arvin, CEO of White Rose Ambulance, says video showed Smith having a good time behind the wheel. Seemed pretty excited.
Put all those lights on and shit. And woo!
Yeah, Smith is charged with felony theft and misdemeanor count of reckless endangering another person. He is jailed on $75,000 bail.
Damn, you're going to be sitting there a while, brother. Man, I hope that was he enjoyed the ride.
But the patient, I guess, is okay.
Oh, good.
He got to the hospital.
Oh,
He's
good.
having some breathing problems, so he's
Good.
all right. All right, teenage boy posing as clown causes local panic in Wisconsin.
That was you, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was Terry.
Could have been.
You know how he likes to dress
Keaton,
up, huh?
Keaton isn't
Could
out
have
there
been,
doing.
yeah, Keaton or Gus.
Yeah, one of them damn
Guys
kids.
from Cage. The boy's mother claims he just doing it for laughs, but people were really spooked, I guess.
What's so scary about a clown?
A teenage boy caused a small Wisconsin town to freak out simply by doing what teenagers do best, clowning around.
Yeah, clowning.
Clowning around.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. You wrote that, didn't you?
Yeah,
All right, nice.
of course. Yeah.
It began in early November when Annie Lindy's 15-year-old son decided to go out in front of his mother's house in Waukesha wearing a orange jumpsuit and a clown mask and just stand there. I guess he was doing it for laughs to make people smile, Lynn told Fox 6 News. She said, I don't think his intentions were to upset anyone, yet residents soon became alarmed by the mask merrymaker and started posting it on social media.
Yeah, everybody was freaking out. It's like, come on, really?
Once the buzz began, some claimed to have seen the masked clown walking around nearby Carroll College.
Oh,
and
yeah?
ugly rumors began to surface, Jerry.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor kid.
Yeah, and he didn't do anything. He was just having fun.
They must have seen the movie It, because that clown was messed up.
Yeah, really. Lindy told Fox 6 that her son only does his performance in front of her home and could not be clowning around down on campus.
Yeah. So, there
Lighten
you go.
up, people.
Yeah, what the hell? Just a kid.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you. Not like he had a freaking machete in his hands or
I wasn't
something.
walking around with a semi-automatic rifle.
Yeah,
or something.
what the hell?
So lighten up, people.
Yeah.
All right, coming
He's
up.
just a little late for trick-or-treating.
Exactly.
You know?
Why are people so afraid of clowns?
I don't know, man.
Okay. All right, coming up, we've got Talking Real Metal, but right now...
That's it? 2 stories?
2 stories.
I thought there was more than that, wasn't there?
No, there's only 2 here.
No, there was 4.
No, dude.
There's got to
Look.
be another one, man.
No, there's that, and then this.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's only 2 stories today.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
bad. I'm slacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you high again?
I could have been.
All right.
Could have been pretty high.
Okay, so we're going to have to play a long song. So here is Metallica. This is Welcome Home from Master of Puppets on Rockin' Metal Revival.
Here's your latest hard rock and metal news on Rockin' Metal Revival.
All right, metalheads, it's time for Talking Real Metal, news you can't use. It's time to gather the kids around the speakers and get them an education.
Turn off the TV. Pay attention.
Exactly.
You might not learn anything.
Exactly.
And that's what we're aiming for.
Sebastian Bach, 18 in Life on Skid Row autobiography due out in April. I'll wait for the movie.
Yeah, can't wait for that. Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm getting in line right now.
Sounds
I'm gonna get a tent, and I'm just gonna camp out, and they're gonna say, "You waiting for sale on TVs?" No, I'm waiting for the Sebastian Bach book.
Yep.
Because I can't believe that he can actually put sentences together.
It's probably a coloring book.
It probably is. He's
is.
probably ripped off my idea from
Yep.
earlier.
Yep. Guns N' Roses' classic lineup was reportedly offered megabucks to play 2 British festivals.
Yeah, I guess they're putting it off a couple years. This ain't going to happen for
Yeah,
a couple years.
2017, I thought they said.
Yeah, so.
Former MetalChurch singer Ronnie Monroe launches Monroe's Thunder.
Yeah, and they got his own band now,
Yeah,
huh?
well, I guess we'll
have to see
Hey,
what
we're
that
gonna talk
sounds
to
like.
Jeff next hour from
Yeah.
MetalChurch. We'll talk to him.
See what's going on with that.
ABC's global growth tied to innovative brand partnerships. Who gives a shit?
What?
AC/DC's
Oh.
global growth tied to innovative brand partnerships. They've taken the
Yeah.
Gene Simmons model of
Oh,
rock
so
and roll.
you put our name on anything you
Yeah.
want as long as you're giving us a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Former Sister Sin singer Liv Jagrell is
I just put that in there so you'd have to pronounce her name.
says I am not giving up music. I like Sister Sin.
Yeah,
man. She got
I
a great
thought they
voice.
were good, but yeah, the music business is tough, man.
Rob Halford, Freddie Mercury make Russian edition of Maxim's list of gays we respect.
Yay! Way to go, Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even care if they're gay. They're
Neither do I.
fucking
They were-
rock, man.
yeah.
Who cares? I don't care what the hell they do.
I don't
in
care
their
what they
off
do in their
time.
own time. No.
Yeah.
Skid Row, Fozzy, Living Color, ex Judas Priest members pay tribute to Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I saw an album. I haven't gotten the album yet.
No. Vinny Appice would love to play drums for Black Sabbath on the End Tour. I bet he would.
Yeah, well, would too. I'd like that paycheck.
Yeah. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Disturb, Rob Zombie, Shinedown, Five Finger Death Punch confirmed for Rock on the Range. I don't have to go to that.
Ain't going to that.
No.
5 flavor fruit punch. Suck
You
my
really
nuts.
don't like them, do you?
I don't like them at all.
Rudolph Schenker says it was important for Scorpions to play Paris after terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
I guess it shows that, hey, life goes
be
on.
fucking scared of this shit because then they win. Fuck them.
Hey, here's a guy that's coming up, going to be on the show.
Huh.
Guns N' Roses guitarist Richard Fortus.
Oh, yeah?
Gets along really well with Axl Rose, he says.
Well, that's cool. He must because
he's still in the band,
The other
yeah.
two are gone. The other 2 guitars are gone.
6 a.m. putting finishing touches on 2 new albums.
Going to put out 2 albums that aren't going to sell much. Oh, way to go, Nikki.
Yep. Judas Priest, Richie Faulkner. It'll be exciting to get back into the studio next year. That's good news.
I'd be listening for that. I'm waiting for that album.
Is this even news anymore? Skid Row Dave Snake Sabo says no one feels comfortable with Sebastian Bach's reunion idea.
Yeah.
Who's calling?
I don't know. Fuck him. I hung up.
All right. And Metallica's James Hetfield looks back on commercial failure of Through the Never movie. We learned a lesson. That you're not as important as you fucking think you are.
You can't just put out anything
No.
and people are going to fucking swallow it up like it's fucking gold.
Speaking of swallowing it up,
You're going to get naughty?
no,
Kids might be listening.
Steel Panther is playing this weekend.
Oh, I know, and I'm not going.
Neither
Shit.
am I. Yellow Snowball. I can't
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
But what do you say we play that Christmas song they did last year?
Oh, which one? Santa.
Yeah.
Stuff in your stocking.
Yeah, stuffing stockings or something. What do you think about that?
Tight little stocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we
sure.
play that? All
Might
right.
as well.
All right, that ends up talking real metal. Next hour, Jeff Plate from TSO and MetalChurch right here on Rock and Metal Revival.
Lovely Christmas tune.
This portion of Rock and Metal Revival is brought to you by
Now come on, guys! If you want to be a successful business, then you have to be honest about what you are. Once you take a stand on something, you're pretending like your company is about more than money. Then all of a sudden, you're the NFL and your players get caught molesting little boys. That's the Catholic Church. NFL, Catholic Church, same thing. Okay, let's use the Catholic Church. You take a moral stand on issues, you say you're about honor and integrity, and the next thing you know, your clergymen are getting caught beating up their wives in an elevator. That's the NFL. It's the same thing, Kyle. The point is, if we as an organization claim to be about high morality, somebody is eventually going to get raped or beaten in an elevator, and it's most likely going to be Butters. Oh no!
There's Hailstorm on Rock and Metal Revival with a little song called Miss Hyde. I don't. Why won't she do our show, dude?
I don't know. She don't know. She probably hasn't listened to us.
No,
how
you gotta
cool
quit
we are.
sending naked photos to her, dude.
She likes dick pics, I heard.
Oh, really?
I tried to blow them up so it looks like something, but
No.
Yeah, Photoshop. You can only do so much with Photoshop.
That didn't work for Brett Favre either, dude.
No, that's what I heard.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Lizzie Hale, she's on the new TSO album.
Yeah, she's got a bonus track.
Bonus track on there. Check that out. And speaking of TSO, we are going to talk to Jeff Plate from. He is from TSO, one of the original members of TSO, and he's also the drummer for MetalChurch.
And he was in Sabotage.
Sabotage, too, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And this is brand new music from TSO. We're getting all holiday on your ass tonight.
No, this ain't holiday.
No?
No.
Don't you think?
No, the new album isn't a holiday
You don't
music.
think?
No.
No,
it's not
All right,
a
this is
holiday.
called The Night Conceives. How you like that title?
Yeah.
All right.
Wonder what it's about.
Yeah.
Conceiving at night.
It could be. We'll talk to Jeff. We'll talk to
Sounds
Jeff.
dirty.
Yeah, and I
could
like
be
it
a really
that way.
dirty song.
I
so
like
be
it that
careful.
way. Yep. Yeah. We'll talk to Jeff Blake coming up next on Rock and Metal Revival. There's brand new TSO. It's called The Night Conceives, Jerry. And boy, I tell you what, since that time you took me to see TSO, I've been a big, big fan.
There's nothing like that show, man. You know, you've seen Kiss how many times, but they take Kiss and turn it up.
Oh, yeah.
Up 100%.
Exactly.
Like, wow.
And we are fortunate enough to have with us one of the members of TSO and of MetalChurch. We're welcoming to the show Jeff Plate. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Jeff, I just found out the news that that TSO album #1 on the rock chart. Does that kind of surprise you at all?
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, whenever you reach success like that, it's always surprising and rewarding. But you know, we knew that we had a very good product, and you know, just sometimes as the winds blow, you know, luck comes your way, and people have really gravitated towards the record, and you know, a very you know, notable achievement for all of us. We're all very proud of it. But to say that we're surprised, yeah, maybe a little bit. But with the success of the tours and the fan base we have, I'm not as surprised as you know, something just coming out of nowhere.
Well, you know, Jeff, now you've been with TSO since '99. What memories do you have of that first tour? I mean, you guys had to think, is this going to work?
Well, honestly, I joined the band Sabotage in 1994. In 1995, we released the album Dead Winter Dead, which contained the instrumental song Christmas Eve Stereo 1224.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
This is where this whole thing really, you know, gathered steam and became Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So our first TSO CD, Christmas Eve and Other Stories, was done in 1996. Which means next year it's the 20th anniversary already.
Nice.
And we had already written and released the Christmas Attic. 1999 was the first year that we did any live shows. Mm-hmm. So this is where the whole live phenomenon started. And, you know, our first show was in Tower Theater, Philadelphia, PA. I distinctly remember myself with bass player Johnny Middleton. I mean, this is basically Sabotage with tuxedos on, and we're all kind of looking at each other. We knew we had something musically, but we had no idea how this was going to translate live. And we stood on the side of the stage, and Johnny was so nervous. You know, his leg was twitching, his cheek was twitching. There was dry ice rolling off the stage into the lap of this older couple. And I looked at Johnny and I said, "We're doomed." And this couple stayed the whole show. The man stood up and gave me a high five at the end when we took our bow, and I couldn't believe what happened at that moment, and that's just what kept happening over the years. And now here we are 17 years later, and we're still touring this thing, and it's you know, it's got no end in sight. It's getting bigger than ever.
So now, we had heard that you guys, when Sabotage did the big festivals over in Europe, that they had TSO on one side and Sabotage on the other.
I saw some video.
Yeah, I mean, is that going to be a DVD?
Well, there was some of this show that was released on television in Europe.
Uh-huh.
Now, as far as an official DVD being released, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. There are certainly enough stuff floating around on YouTube, and I've seen some bootleg DVDs already of the show. But, boy, you know, I really wish it would in a way, because people need to see what we did.
Yeah.
It was the Wacken Festival in Germany, the biggest open-air metal festival in Europe. And, yeah, it was the first time anywhere ever that we had both stages running together. and TSO was on one stage, Sabotage was on the other. There was a combination of certain players on either side. But just the fact that we had, upwards of 40 people all playing together at once on two stages, which are literally, if you see the footage of it, I mean, there's a football field in between us. And we still somehow made this thing work, and it was cohesive. And, yeah, it was spectacular. I mean, it was probably the coolest thing I've ever been involved in.
So how long is this tour going to go right now for this version of the TSO winter?
The Ghost of Christmas Eve tour, which is what we're doing now, will end December 30th in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
So right now we just began our third week of touring.
How's it going? A lot of sold-out shows?
Great. Attendance has been very good. The band is spectacular. We haven't achieved what we've done without that. We take a lot of pride in just how good the show is, and the music and the vocals, and everything really, really works well together. But this is probably one of our strongest tours in the past 3 or 4 years, as far as content and momentum, and the audience just totally appreciates it.
Now, do you still take members of like the hometown orchestra and have them in the band, or do you guys tour with your all violins and all that stuff now?
No, each group, TSO East and West, which you guys are always privy to the West Band.
Oh, okay.
We each travel with a lead violinist. In our case, it's Roddy Chong. On the West Coast, it's Asha Malavana. Sorry, I screwed up the last name there. But when we go to a city, we acquire 7 other string players to fill out the string section.
Okay.
And sometimes we have some of the same people will perform depending on how close the shows are. But in general, we have a couple of return members every year, and then there's always some new players that come in. But yeah, it's just something that's really cool. It's taken us a lot of time to find the people who can sit up there and play these songs with their violins while you've got lasers and fire and bombs and everything going off around you. So we've over the years we've got a good crop of people that come back and work with us.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to turn the page a little bit here, Mike. You guys have got a new MetalChurch album coming out, and I love MetalChurch. I'm so excited to hear some new MetalChurch, and you've got Mike Howe back in the band. How's that feel?
Well, it feels fantastic, to be completely honest. There was a real, we kind of hit a point with Ronnie where the band had reached a level that, we were all a little frustrated. It's a lot of work. I mean, you've talked to rock bands. The live market now, the music business is very difficult.
Oh, yeah.
And we just kind of, we got to a point, and all of us were equally probably frustrated in certain ways, but, Ronnie was just ready to do something else, and we were glad for him. Like, hey, everybody makes changes. Ironically, Kurt had been talking to Mike Howe, Kurt Vanderhoef. He had been talking to Mike Howe about a completely different project before Ronnie even left MetalChurch. And they just kind of had touched bases, reacquainted themselves, and, Kurt was like, hey, would you be interested in singing a song on this project I'm working on? So anyhow, when this all went down with MetalChurch, Kurt was like, well, Mike, what do you think? And Mike was in. He had to think about it, go over some stuff, personally with his family and everything, and his business and all that. But, in the end, he decided that it was worth taking a look at. So Mike and Kurt got together, started writing some new material, and, it's been exciting from the word go. I've always been a big fan of the Mike Howe era. His voice is great. There is a new version of Badlands that we did with Mike singing on it. He sounds as good or better than he did 20 years ago.
Awesome.
So,
Sweet.
yeah, so now we've got, and at the time, Mike was really probably the most popular member of MetalChurch. He was there for the 3 most popular records. He was in the videos that were on MTV at the time, which, when MTV played videos.
Yeah.
When it was a music television?
So Mike was the face of the band, for years, and getting him back involved. I mean, he's a great guy. We've met. We did a video last month out in Seattle, and I'm not going to give any details on anything because it's all it will come out soon enough. But the chemistry and the songwriting and this new album, I think, is really going to kick ass, and I can't wait till it's finally done and we can get it out to you people.
Well, Joe O'Brien from Rat Pack is a pretty good friend of ours, and he told me, this is verbatim per Joe, ask Jeff about the Sasstop nuclear power plant.
Well, so that's letting a little cat out of the bag, I suppose. Well, this is where we did the video, and that's about the extent of it. This is about all I'm going to share with you. But the setting is an abandoned nuclear plant, and actually, this nuclear plant was built some years ago, south of Seattle. It was never put online. The citizens and the ecologists had the thing shut down. So there's these huge 400-foot cooling towers that are just empty. So we utilize these for this video, and like I said, I think this video is going to look really great. The song along with it is really cool, and here again, this is just the next step for MetalChurch, but I think it's going to be really, really well received by everybody.
So it's a ballad then? It's a love song?
One of those noted MetalChurch ballads that we turn out every once in a while.
It's a nuclear ballad.
A nuclear ballad. Wow, I think you just created a new genre of
there you
music
go.
Right
nice. So
nuclear power ballad.
Elevator music.
Now, Jeff, when can MetalChurch fans expect to hear some new MetalChurch?
Well, honestly, the album is recorded. Musically, it's finished. Kurt right now is mixing it and mastering it, and we decided at the beginning of this that we weren't going to give ourselves a deadline and put any pressure on ourselves. The main idea is to just deliver the best record possible. So we're taking our time, listening to mixes, listening to things, and making sure everything is right. And, here again, I touched on it a little bit earlier. This music business is not easy. So we kind of looked at this like, we don't know. Maybe this is the last MetalChurch record, maybe not. But regardless, it's got to be the best we've got right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to be the best MetalChurch record that we've put out in years. And this is, I think we have it. I'm really very confident in it. And once Kurt gets everything, nailed down as far as the mix, then we'll move forward. But right now, it's just a very, it's tedious. You just want to make sure everything's right. And of course, when you are anal about this stuff, you listen to it one day, then listen to it the next day, and you think, oh, something should be better and this and that. But we're very, very close. So we're hoping that probably sometime in January we'll be able to get this out.
Sweet. So are there any songs that are going to feature the cowbell? Because, I mean, if that's what's holding you back on any of them, you can always add cowbell.
Oh, my God. I forgot to bring my cowbell to the studio. But I might have to call Kurt on this. We could probably overdub one.
Well, because
I never leave home without
a cowbell.
Yeah, I always have a cowbell.
Our show is always better with more cowbell.
Well, date with poverty. Now there's your cowbell. So.
Well, Jeff, if people want to keep up with you, what's going on with TSO and MetalChurch, where's the best places online to learn about what's going on?
Probably with me, it's my Facebook page, jeffplatemusic.com, and facebook.com, and just the Jeff Plate page. I try to keep everything up there every day, as far as where I am, and in this case, the TSO tour, where we are on a daily basis. The schedule's up there. TransSiberianOrchestra.com, TransSiberian.com, actually. That is the site for the band, and also the Facebook page for TSO. That's got the latest on everything that we're doing. And then obviously with MetalChurch, same thing. Facebook seems to be the place for information these days. So this is where we've got the majority of our latest information.
Well, one of these times, Jerry and I got to come out and see the East Coast version with you and Chris Caffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
it's
would be
a lot of fun. Chris and I have, we've worked together since '95.
Wow.
Good.
Him and I are the only two members of TSO who have actually done every single show, possible. We did the first show together at the Tower Theater in Philly, And in 2000, TSO decided to, split the original band in two so we could cover the entire country in this limited time that we have. But Chris and I have been there for every East Coast show, and it's, our band is a lot of fun. Our audience really gets into what we're doing, and we enjoy it. So I'd love to have you out, so just let me know.
So is Johnny Middleton on the East Coast or West Coast or on either one?
Johnny's out west.
Okay.
Him and Al Petrelli, like I mentioned, when the original band split in two, Chris and I went east, and Johnny and Al went west.
Next time you see Johnny, ask him about the band Lefty. He was in Lefty back in Clearwater, Florida, back in 82, something like that. I remember 84. I remember seeing him before he joined Sabotage.
Yeah, well, funny story. I moved when I got out of high school, I moved to Tampa in 1981.
Ah, okay.
And I was down there banging around, all the clubs. I had my little, my little piece of paper. Hey, I'm Jeff the drummer. Give me a call. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Lefty play.
Yeah, I used to see him at Mr. T's. Mr. T's
God,
Club.
I can't remember the club. It might have been the 49th Street Mining Company.
Oh, yeah, there was a few places.
There was a couple of other places there, but I used to go. There were certain bands I used to go to see all the time, and yeah, I remember seeing Lefty. And then I ended up joining this other band, and the singer was a singer that used to work with Johnny. So him and I were within a moment of actually meeting each other during that time.
Yeah.
But we never did.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny how we crossed each other, but never quite met. And yeah, then ironically, another 10 years later, we were in the band together.
That's cool.
Very cool. Well, we're gonna play a Metal Church song. You were talking about the release of Badlands. We're gonna throw that on here. And Jeff, anytime you want to come on the show, you're more than welcome.
Very, very good, man. I appreciate you having me, and we'll be in touch. We definitely got some other things to fill you in. When Metal Church gets this record out, there'll be a lot to talk about.
Cool. Make sure to add some cowbell.
You got for that nuclear ballad that we were
there. There you
go. Seems appropriate.
Hell yeah.
There's Ozzy and the Ultimate Sin on Rock and Metal Revival.
Another Christmas tune.
Yeah, speaking of Ozzy, I shouldn't say Ozzy, but talking to Anthony. And he's getting his new studio put together, and Jakey Lee's out there right now, and they're working on the new Red Dragon Cartel.
No kidding.
Yep.
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah, and he said as soon as they have anything for us, you'll hear it right here.
Sweet.
So
exclusively?
Yep, and we're probably going to have Anthony and Jake.
Really?
Yep, on the show.
That'd be cool.
That's what Anthony tells me. So
yeah, he tells you that.
Anthony always comes through, dude. Think about it.
He is cool. Yeah, he does come through when he says he's going to do something.
So we want to thank Jeff Plate. That was cool.
Yeah, nice and a good interview, man.
Yeah, you did a nice job too.
I could talk to him for old Sabotage stuff, man, because I remember.
Sounds
back
like you
then.
guys could talk about your days slumming around Tampa.
Yeah.
Freaking
Clearwater and Tampa area.
Is that when you were a gigolo?
No. That was I didn't make any money at that. So no.
Oh, okay.
No.
So you weren't a professional.
But it was a hotbed of fucking music, heavy metal music at that time, man.
Chicks
a lot of
too?
thrash bands. Yeah, there were some hot chicks too.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got any pictures?
No, I didn't have a digital camera back then.
Oh, you didn't have a camera phone back then? Back in the 80s? Okay.
No, I didn't have a camera phone back then. That's what you need a time machine for.
Exactly. Go back, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, coming up next week, Todd Latore from Queensryche is going to be here, and we're going to talk to him about the
You're
new...
jinxing us. We haven't had him on. Got him yet.
No, dude. We got his number.
Oh, okay.
So
he's down in Florida, too, usually.
Yep. We're going to talk to Todd about the new Queensryche and the touring.
And ask him why we didn't have any crazy news from Florida this week.
Exactly.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Did everybody leave Florida?
Yeah.
All right. So until next time, don't drink and drive.
Smoke and fly.
Peace.
This brings to an end another edition of Rock and Metal Revival. If you enjoyed it, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell two. Until next time, this is Rock and Metal Revival.
Dude, this is fucking weak. How could things be any worse?
To catch the whole show of Rock and Metal Revival, all you have to do is check it out on these affiliates. Mega Rock Radios on Saturdays from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and on Uncontrolled Noise Tuesdays at 1 a.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on UncontrolledNoise.com. And make sure that you leave them a message and tell them that you found Rock and Metal Revival on their stations. Enjoy this edition of Rock and Metal Revival.